Really important subject today. I want to talk about the security of people's personal data and specifically the impact that no code is having on that. First of all, a quick swinging statement about the reduction of cost in production. When the cost of production of something becomes really, really low, the hope is always that it's going to democratize whatever that is. It's going to allow people to have access to it and it's going to make everything better. But more often than not, the impact is quite the opposite. So, if we think about the cost reduction of food production, that should have made good food available to the masses. But instead what we got was TV dinners, frozen dinners and chicken nuggets, and the onset of child obesity. The same is true in the music industry. The hope of digital distribution and production was that the really low cost of making music was going to help allow lots more artists to earn a living. And in fact, the opposite was true. The first people to feel the pinch were small artists. They couldn't earn a living from making their music anymore. So this cost reduction, far from being a good thing, is often a negative thing. And what we've just seen happen in the software industry as a result of no code is massive cost reduction in the production of software. So what's the negative impact going to be? First of all, why is there a massive cost reduction in the production of software? Well, because every day we teach hundreds, well not every day, every week we teach hundreds of people to build applications with no code. And those applications look just as good as coded applications. People can't tell the difference. If you pump a shit ton of developers into the market, what's going to happen is that the cost of development is going to plummet. And we all know that story. The cost of making applications with no code is next to nothing compared to the cost of doing it with code. However, just as it did in the food industry and the music industry and a load of other industries, although we've seen a massive boom in the volume of applications that can be produced, the volume of product that can be produced, what we're seeing is a massive drop in the quality. And in software, a drop in quality means a drop in usability, in scalability, but critically, a drop in security. It turns out that inexperienced people building applications will try to make them look good, will try to make the workflows, the processes, the automations work, will try to get the data right so that the application actually functions, but they won't spend a whole lot of time on anything else. And for the industry, that means that we have a storm coming. People are producing deeply insecure no-code apps, and at some point, that's going to create a scandal. Case studies are useful here. So, Million Labs has quite a lot of people that come to us every month with an application that has either been built by a freelancer or another agency or they've built it themselves. And something doesn't work. They can't get payments to work. They can't get some kind of image processing to work. Something slightly more complicated that needs a grown-up to look at it. And so they ask us to fix it. We have a quality control process. We review their application. I can tell you this, 100% of the applications that we review, insecure and grossly insecure. Let me give you two examples from last week. One, American founder building a medical app, collecting his customer data, already launched, live application, lots of customer data on it, zang. Admin panel was completely open to the world. If you went to the admin page of his site, you could see all of his customer data, all of his patients' data, right there for you, everything that was wrong with them. And not only that, this is in a market that has to be HIPAA compliant, not a HIPAA compliant site, not even vaguely. Another example, and the reason I'm doing this video, was a founder that was building an application that would collect and amalgamate people's tax data. I can't remember what country he was in. When I looked at his site, he was collecting people's bank account number, their sort code, their passwords, their name, national insurance number or whatever number that is in that country, all of their personal data flat in a database that, if you could use the inspect button on your browser, you could see openly on his site. Never seen anything more scary in my life. So who's responsible? The agency that built it? Is it the people that provided the no-code platform that he was using? Well, actually no, they've got a whole load of very good security measures built into their system. In fact, if you put the thing live, it tells you that it's not secure and you shouldn't offer it to customers. So no, they do their job. But more importantly, you cannot abrogate responsibility for the security of your customers' data to a supplier. It's your responsibility in law. Every country has data protection regulations. In the UK and Europe we have GDPR, but the same is true in the US, in Japan, in Asia, all over the world. Anyway, those regulations can seem complicated on the surface, but there are three general principles that you have to abide by. The first is that people own their own data. They choose what is done with it, not you. The second is that you will keep their data secure wherever you store it. And the third is that you will keep it secure when you move it around. It's bloody simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand these regulations. The cost of ignoring those regulations is astronomical. The largest risk that an institution that holds customer data in the UK faces, above fraud, fire, theft, terrorism, is that they will in some way leak customer data. The fines are huge, and you don't ignore the fact that you're a small company or a big company. They're huge for small companies, they're huge for big companies. In some countries, leaking customer data comes with a custodial sentence. You can go to jail for 7 years for it. So, should it become apparent to people that the guy that was collecting people's banking information was allowing it to be leaked, he could face fines that would lose his home, crush his family, and possibly send him to jail. And he would have absolutely no comeback on any other institution to claim that it was their fault and not his. So I want you to think about this when you are building your own app. Please start by reading the How to Make My Customers Data Secure pages of your no-code software supplier's website. Please. And if you're going out and sourcing an agency or a freelancer that's going to build your software for you, for God's sakes, get a decent one. Don't go with somebody that's clearly built less than 10 applications, and make sure that they have a clear quality control process that checks that your application is secure. We know that our large competitors like AirDev and ZeroCode also have these processes in place. They are responsible software producers. None of us wants to see this industry ruined by scandal. If you have an application and you don't know whether it's secure or not, and you don't know how to make it secure, and you can't find the security pages of your supplier's website, come to us. We will do a review for free. Actually, we'll just run it through our QA software. We won't remediate it for free. That actually costs us money. We have to do some work, but we will tell you whether it's secure or not, and you can either go back to your supplier and bang on their door, or we can help you out. Either way, we don't want to see you losing customer data. You are going to ruin your customers' lives. If, however, you just want to go out into the world and pay somebody the least amount of money possible to produce a piece of software, and you do get caught with your trousers down, you have no more right to be on this earth than a Tickle Me Elmo. So how do you get help and avoid going to jail? Well, you can go to millionlabs.co.uk, or you can email us at hello@millionlabs.co.uk with the subject line, help, I'm going to go to jail. You don't have to do that. We will email you back no matter what the subject line is, because we're nice. Stay safe and keep your customer data safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.